Okay, Lovey, what are we doing today?
Why might someone have bad luck choosing partners?
Well, long term, if this is a history, if you're 35 and you've chosen 6, 7 bad partners, in a row, it's probably the person in the mirror. There's a common equation in your relationships, and that common equation is you. And so if you keep running into the same problems, so the problem is the person in the mirror. Now, whether you're sabotaging the relationship because you didn't have good examples as a child, or as growing up, you didn't have anything to, or you bad examples might even be a better, you had bad relationship examples growing up, so you just don't know how to have a proper one. And so, that may be something to work on. It may be that you have, as I always say, a parental issue, and so you deliberately are choosing people who are bad for you because you think in your interpretation of the world that's what you should expect. There's all kinds of reasons that you can kind of accidentally self-sabotage. It's not that you're purposely self-sabotaging yourself. It's that you've created a world, a perception of the world that isn't quite right because of traumas as growing up or examples as growing up. If you were in a severely dysfunctional household, you don't have a good example of how relationships work. And you don't know how that manifests itself, 25 years later, when you're trying to build a relationship, trying to have families, and it all kind of continually falls apart. So it's not that it's your fault, but you are responsible for it. No one's responsible for you but you. And so while the way you are might be out of your control in a sense because you can't choose your upbringing, but at some points you have to be responsible for what you do with that. And so at some point you have to accept that, okay, maybe it's me. Now, if you're young and still early in your relationship kind of development, it's an opportunity to say, okay, why am I looking for the wrong people? Because you can get one wrong or two wrong. Okay, that's, these things happen. But if you're getting 3 or 4 wrong, then you're having a pattern. And there's a pattern that needs to be examined of why you are looking for that type of relationship, because you're choosing it. You're not consciously choosing it. You're not saying, I want to go choose a crappy relationship. It's just something that you have been trained to look for is causing you to pick bad people for you.
Your picker's broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your perception of what to expect, of what to look for is broken.
Yeah.
Or you don't think highly enough of yourself, so you don't look high enough. Maybe it's a self-esteem issue.
Yes.
And so you don't look high enough. You think you deserve it. But that ultimately still is something you have to deal with. So, the damn common factor in all relationships is you. And so if, as hard as it is, but there's a freedom in accepting that common factor is you, because then you're in control of your own life again. You're not subject to somebody else's moods. You're subject to yours. And that is something you can do about, and that is something you can love yourself for, and that is your daily dose of love.